One of the other stories that came up, and I want to address this before tomorrow for the radio, because we'll have a lot to talk about on the radio show, the House Parks radio program, Mega Worldwide on WCPT, is tomorrow in the morning. And if that's the morning for you, it's morning for me, at 9 a.m. Pacific time for 2 hours with me and Johnny Million and a bunch of fun. And one of the stories that has been futzing around is the Mark Zuckerberg on Joe Rogan's podcast saying the FBI warned them that they were going to be the target of disinfo, and part of that was going to be around the Hunter Biden laptop and to watch out. And everybody took that as they shut down that story on Facebook. The FBI ordered them to take it down. Now, if we look at one of the dumbest people that has a take on this, we'll ultimately find Dinesh D'Souza. Evidence is now clear that FBI suppressed the Hunter Biden story to help Biden win in 2020. Now, let's be abundantly clear. There is no Hunter Biden laptop, and all of John Paul McIsaac's story has fallen to shit. Anything that, pictures of him that were stolen from his phone from Hunter Biden that were put on this thing as, just to dirty him up and make him look scummy because he was smoking in a fucking tub, or he's taking a funny picture in his underwear and blah, 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 or any idea that these cut videos of him showing his face and then it goes to crack as if there's not an edit there that everybody can see, blah, blah, blah. Let's just understand that never mind the fact that it's all a bunch of chicanery and fakery and deep fakes mixed with real stuff to try and create this like gummed up, this tar to hold Biden down in this, is that it took months for some people, not yours truly, but other people to figure out that this was complete horseshit, that the laptop never existed, that there were files added to it afterwards. The Washington Post story, which was supposed to have verified it all that they all talk about, never ever, found that the laptop ever really existed. And their own experts were like, this is garbage. We don't even know where there are files that were added after the hard drive was made by some of the people. They started categorizing files within it in file folders. And things were copied onto it. There's no way, if you ever tried to try Hunter Biden using the laptop, it would get thrown out, and anything related to it would be thrown out because of fruit of the poison tree. So this is not difficult. This is pretty standard. Anybody who still believes the Hunter Biden laptop existence story is a moron. But the story is that because they were warned about this Russian disinfo thing that was coming, that this is proof somehow that the FBI suppressed this story. And I want to hear this dipshit sum it up.
Interesting development.
Oh, it's interesting. Hold on, that's very loud to me anyways.
At the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation,
Oh, that's what it stands for.
whose implications are not entirely clear yet, but...
Oh, don't let that stop you from getting way out over your skis and betting the farm on some bullshit.
A senior FBI agent, this is a guy named Tim Tybalt,
who retired, and when anybody retires, they walk you out of the building.
Hibault. Tim Tybalt has been escorted out of FBI headquarters.
Which is standard operating procedure when you retire.
And
he retired.
Apparently
he retired.
Is being either removed, fired, maybe asked to resign, or maybe submitted his own resignation. I mean, there's a little bit...
Yeah, you know what? Just assume all of them, except it was time.
Of a shading as to which of those options it is, but what is not...
There are some who call me Tim.
Being shaded is that this guy is out of the FBI building. This was, by the way, the story was broken by the reporter John Solomon.
Yeah, the reporter John Solomon. The same guy who works with Trump and posted that letter from the National Archives that makes Trump look like even more of a thief.
And then picked up and further reported by many others, including the Washington Times.
Yeah, picked up by other right-wing outlets.
And evidently, this guy, Tim Tybalt, is the guy who suppressed the Hunter Biden story.
Yeah, individually. All it took was one guy to suppress the Hunter Biden story while Trump was president, and his own head guy at the he'd handpick people at the DOJ, handpick people at the FBI. One guy. Where is his asshole partner?
Now, he didn't suppress it all by himself, but he...
Well, yeah, it would have had to.
He was one of the key figures in blocking the Hunter Biden story from getting out prior to the 2020 election. So
how did he do that? How did one person stop people from reporting on something if they wanted to in the United States of America?
let's think about that.
Yes, I'm thinking about it, and I'm seeing a giant black hole in space.
This is the FBI actively involved in election interference.
No, you are alleging that this happened. I want to know how he did it. How did he do it? In the United States of America, how did this man stop that story from going anywhere?
And in suppressing damaging information against Biden.
Okay, alleged damaging information against Biden. I don't buy it anyways. Everybody knows his son had problems. If Mike Pillow and his history don't bother you, I don't know why the fuck Hunter Biden's would.
Now, there are several elements to the story. We know recently.
Yes, there's two main ones: bull and shit. What other ones do you have?
Mark Zuckerberg, by the way,
on Joe Rogan's podcast, saying that they warned him that he was going to be the target of disinfo.
The founder of Facebook, now called Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, went on Joe Rogan's show, and he said it was the FBI that pressured Facebook not to highlight the Hunter Biden story, to downplay it, to repress it. And Zuckerberg says, we didn't shut it down completely, but we did give it less traction. We did sort of pull it back.
Yeah, we just gave it less traction than it would have gotten organically, and we didn't let people buy giant ads around it from using foreign fucking country, but foreign fucking currency. Hold on. For the record, yeah, these were all ads that the Russians purchased with rubles during the 2016 election. They started a page called Woke Blacks. The Russians started a page and promoted it during the 2016 election cycle called Woke Blacks. And then back the badge, and then like and share if you want Burqa banned in America, stop all invaders. Yeah, there you go. You mean, so you're talking about the guy who ran the site that allowed people to buy political ads about the candidates in an American election in rubles.
And think about it. It's the FBI. The FBI, the supposedly neutral police agency of the government that is now working with these social media platforms
to protect them from posting fabricated intel being pushed by foreign governments.
Not to fight misinformation.
Yes, disinformation.
But to fight...
Misinformation is the ignorant part. This was on purpose.
Accurate information that would have be damaging to the Democrats. So the
No, not accurate information. Not. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. I stand by it still. Feel free to at me.
FBI seems to be now a little bit like the KGB.
Yes, that's what it is. The FBI is basically the KGB. There you go. And you should treat them accordingly, I suppose, Dinesh.
Kind of a fully owned police arm of the Democratic Party.
Wait, the Democratic Party runs the KGB? Maybe we could take out Putin.
Now, this fellow Tybalt was apparently posting all kinds of political statements against Trump and against the Republicans while he was leading the public corruption unit of the FBI.
It's almost like he was getting a look at evidence that they couldn't yet use that was making him a little crazy.
He's also apparently a guy who was telling other
Hold on, my screen went dark for a second there. There you go.
FBI agents, don't open the Hunter Biden laptop. Let's remember that
I'm sorry, what Hunter Biden laptop?
the FBI had the Hunter Biden laptop.
No, they didn't. They do not.
And has had it for a while.
No, they don't.
So long before
They have a hard drive copy
reporting
of the same one that's being shopped around.
Came out from Miranda Devine and others, what's on the laptop.
There's nothing on the laptop. There is no laptop.
The FBI had it. They could
No, they didn't.
have gone through it. They could have set up a whole operation because there's a lot of data on the laptop.
No, there's more data on the hard drive than the laptop could even hold. It's really cool. It's a great trick.
But this fellow Tybalt, perhaps among others, put out the word as senior FBI agents, this is not something we really want to go into right now. And
well, they do have that policy to not go into this shit 60 days before an election. And it's interesting that laptop magically shows up 60 days before the election, even though they had allegedly had it for the better part of a year.
At the very least, they wanted to push any investigation of the laptop post the 2020 election.
Right. Because it was a politically charged thing, and even looking into it would give one candidate or the other a head. Oh, never mind.
It also seems, this I'm getting from John Sullivan,
Solomon.
that FBI whistleblowers
That doesn't matter. Nobody cares what his name is.
have told both Jim Jordan and Chuck Grassley.
Yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah. FBI whistleblowers. You got it. So the FBI whistleblowers told you that the FBI can't be trusted. That's what they said. John M. Whistleblower.
So Jim Jordan in the House and Chuck Grassley in the Senate, that this Tybalt fellow concealed the partisan nature of the evidence that he was putting forward to Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland to open their investigation into Trump. So he was, in other words, he's pushing partisan. This is very reminiscent, by the way, of the Steele dossier.
What do you mean? He either had those documents or he fucking didn't. What?
In the case of the Steele dossier, as you know, this was funded, bankrolled, really set up by the Clinton campaign.
No, by Fusion GPS, because the Washington Free Beacon was looking for compromise on Donald Trump because they wanted Jeb Bush or one of the other Republicans to win. And then when it turned out he was going to win, they just decided to fold in behind him like the cowards that they are. And Fusion GPS sold it to the Clinton campaign, who thought it was gross and didn't use it.
The FBI was in on it. They then used this fake dossier to open an investigation. So here
Nonsense.
is Tybalt again using partisan talking points, if you will, to push for an investigation.
Well, if there's no evidence, where's the investigation going to go? What is he pushing for with partisan language? Pushing for a dead end?
Some question about whether there's even bogus information that was used to justify the Mar-a-Lago raid. I'm going to talk about the raid in the next segment.
There was no raid at Mar-a-Lago. It was just a search.
But there is
Mar-a-Lago was not raided.
John Solomon is
There is no laptop, and Mar-a-Lago was not raided. Feel free to at me.
reporting that in the documents that were submitted to the court.
How can you make such political intrigue this fucking boring? How is it possible? How am I bored? This is like the most important laptop in the history of the world that, could have thrown an election to the other direction, and intrigue in the FBI and partisanship and inside baseball networking amongst the Department of Justice. And it's a fucking yawn.
Justify the Mar-a-Lago raid. There was a CBS Miami article called "Moving Trucks Spotted at Mar-a-Lago." So think about this. This is a local CBS station spotting moving trucks. They don't know what's in the moving trucks. They just see moving trucks. And the FBI goes, "Oh, Judge, you need to give us a warrant to raid Mar-a-Lago because who knows what's in those moving trucks?" As if to say that Mar-a-Lago, a huge operation that conducts golfing events.
A huge operation that conducts golfing events. I thought this was his home. Didn't they invade the sanctity of his home? Everyone describes their home as a giant program that hosts golfing events.
Can't have moving trucks at Mar-a-Lago without the FBI thinking that this is probable cause. Probable cause for what?
A search and a seizure. And it turned out to be a fruitful search, dum-dum.
So we're beginning to see here how bogus this operation is and how.
No, we're not. Nothing you have said it entails us thinking anything of the kind. Who the shit thinks this from what you just said? For fuck's sake, man.
How thin the FBI's justification is for doing.
How thin? They have 60 days of footage from the security system. That's why they got the search warrant. That's what made it an emergency. They gave him a subpoena in May. He pushed it off till June. They lied when they said they didn't have any more classified top secret documents. And they did.
The raid, but more importantly, the election interference, I think, is a very serious matter. Now, there are several Republican senators who have now demanded of the FBI, we need the names of all the FBI agents who.
So we can send maggots to kill them? So we can dox them?
Were instructing other agents, but also instructing Facebook, that somehow the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation.
Oh, they didn't have to hear it from them. I told them that. I'm telling you that now. It's still true. Doesn't exist. John Paul McIsaac was lying, couldn't pick Hunter Biden out of a lineup, didn't know which FBI agency handed it to, wouldn't take it to the local FBI guys, had to call his dad in upstate New York, said he feared for his life, ultimately lied to those FBI agents. If he did ever meet a real FBI agent, he lied to them because they said, give us everything you've got. And he kept a copy of the hard drive for himself, and then he gave it to Rudy Giuliani's attorney because he didn't trust the system while Trump was president. Get fucked.
And let's remember, this wasn't just a couple of FBI agents. You remember the 50 so-called intelligence officials, very prominent names, head of the CIA and so on. All these guys affirming, even though they're in a position to know better, that
no, they knew this was Russian disinfo.
The Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation.
It was.
They were basically lying.
No, you're lying. Show me a picture of the Hunter Biden laptop. Put it up on screen or shut the fuck up.
And lying all of.
It's 2022. You have pictures of your lunch on your phone. Show me a picture of the Hunter Biden laptop. You've met John Paul McIsaac. You hang out with Rudy Giuliani. You know his attorney. You've talked to McAfee, everybody involved in this. Miranda Devine, the woman who wrote the book. You've met all of them. None of them have a fucking picture of the laptop. Not a one. Where is it? In 2022. It's been 2 fucking years. The most important laptop in the history of politics, and you don't have you've never even seen it.
The lying.
You know what I have seen? I've seen a picture of top secret documents at Mar-a-Lago. Secure, compartmentalized information, intel that should not be out of secure environments, in a fucking cardboard box in a rental property that is owned by a bank and controlled by Trump.
Is for the same purpose. All of the lying is to make sure that Trump doesn't get elected. Trump, by the way, is not surprisingly all over this.
Yeah. He's all over this like a fish delight.
He put out a statement.
A statement.
So now it comes out conclusively that the FBI buried the Hunter Biden laptop story before.
Again, I would like to remind everyone, there's a reason why they say, when they're talking about the FBI, conclusively they buried the Hunter Biden laptop story. He'll sometimes ask for Hillary Clinton's server or the DNC server. You've heard him do it. Where is the server? Where's the server? Where is it? Up to this point, he's not said, where's the laptop? Where is it? Yeah, Trump does not own Mar-a-Lago. It's owned by the bank. He keeps saying, buried the Hunter Biden laptop story, because they know it's fiction.
For the election, all caps. And he goes,
all caps, what a shock.
Goes on to say, this is massive fraud and election interference at a level never before seen in our country. And I think this is a case where it's hard to disagree.
No, it isn't. It's actually really easy. Fuck you. Again, debate me. Anybody, reach out. Reach out to me on Twitter. Any of these fuckers who are backing up the Hunter Biden laptop story. I'll go note for note. We'll go through the Eric Bolling interview that John Paul McIsaac gave. We'll go through like the excerpts of his book he's put out. We'll go through the changing story that Rudy Giuliani put out, and we'll go to who and and you guys know these fuckers. Some of these people like Dinesh, they know these fuckers who put these files on the hard drive after they got it from John Paul McIsaac, and where did they get it? And how come this thing showed up after Rudy's trip to Ukraine to meet with Russians? Bring it. Anybody. It's kind of like arguing that Trump is somehow a master orator. He might have had some sort of magical power over his followers at some point, but now he just talks shit and randomly like whines about bullshit. He's half the man he used to be, and he drones on and on and on. It's silly. There is no Hunter Biden laptop. Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of having to argue this point. Nobody has the guts to come at me with it. Every so often, one rando maggot will go, "Oh, what are you even saying?" And then I send them off to go find it or read the details. Read the early story about where it really came from. That it was at Charles Ablow's house, or is it Keith Blow? What the fuck was that guy's name? It drives me crazy. Charles Ablow, Fox, psychiatrist. Let's see. Yeah. Keith Ablow. Thanks. Sorry. I keep fucking that. Keith Ablow, this guy, was a popular fixture on the cable channel until 2017 and a high-profile therapist. He left a trail of vulnerable female patients who claim he abused them. By the way, Keith Ablow, hold on one second. Keith Ablow, Hunter Biden, whoops. Here we go. New spin to Hunter Biden's Feds report. Here you go. This is the everybody's like, this is before it. So this is before the other laptop. Feds reportedly seized second Hunter Biden laptop in February. A second laptop, crazy, just leaves them everywhere, was taken by the feds back in February. The computer was found in the Massachusetts office of celebrity psychiatrist Dr. Keith Ablow during a raid and seized by drug enforcement agents. This guy worked at Fox, by the way. No surprise. Ablow's medical license was suspended after he was accused of sexually exploiting patients and other professional misconduct. He has not been charged with the crime and has denied allegations. Hunter Biden has not been the target of the search or the investigation. His lawyer ultimately got the laptop back. The network reported it's unclear what was on the machine and why it would have been at Ablow's offices. Weird. It's because the Trump camp and all those folks had gotten hold of it and were trying to set it up that he went to him for treatment and left it there. Bullshit. Doobity-doo. Let's see. Originally that's from the alternate story. Back up. What are you doing? Okay, here we go. It's to the left. Goodreads, Hunter Biden's gun crazy. Yeah, Keith. Hunter Biden's second laptop found in FBI, Delaware. There you go. Photo later. This is, by the way, occasionally this will show up where people are like, here's a picture of Hunter Biden's laptop. This is Hunter Biden's laptop. Hunter Biden's legal and investigative operation has been conducting forensic tests on a MacBook Pro. The president's son lost track of in 2019, providing CBS News with what it says is the first public photo of that once missing laptop. It's not the one that, none of these, this isn't one that went missing he left at fucking what you call it, at Mac Isaac's shop. Probing the backstory of how another letter containing what appear to be years of personal intimate emails and business records found its way into news reporters and authorities. The effort appears federal allegation into his tax records business by sowing doubts about that computer, which made headlines in 2020. A source from Hunter Biden's team of advisors told CBS News the laptop now in their possession may be the key to determining if anything was altered or added to that second laptop discovered at the Delaware repair shop. So they stole this one, added fake shit and concocted things and modified stuff that was on it, and then started the whole plot to drop off a different one with this guy that was, limited and you could only get certain files off of it. Several news outlets, including New York Times and the Post, have reported in recent months that they have authenticated some of the files and correspondence contained on the laptop that made news in 2020. No, they haven't. I've already gone through this. If anybody wants to go back and watch it, it is all stunning bullshit. Every single paragraph. And at no time, this is my favorite thing, 2 experts confirmed the veracity of thousands of emails, which, by the way, were all like Bed Bath & Beyond coupons, but say thorough investigation was stymied by missing data. Now, just real quick. Verifiable emails are a small fraction of the 217 gigabytes of the 416 that are apparently now on the hard drive, provided the Post on a portable hard drive by Republican activist Jack Maxey. The Washington Post says laptop. They have never touched a laptop. I went through this bullshit once before. It's all garbage. Feel free to @ me. You guys are wonderful. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go rest my voice. I love you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Support the show. I am literally the only person saying some of these things. Well, that's not true. I say them first, and then everybody eventually says them. I will say that. I try. Anyways, bless you guys, and I will see you guys. Yeah. But our emails, but the laptop, but our emails, but the laptop. Anyways, you guys are wonderful. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for the support. Give it a like or a thumbs up on your way out. It really helps the show. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. Share the show, pass it around, let people know I'm here, and I will see you guys soon. Okay, bye-bye.